I'm just a little bit close. Good morning, everybody. I don't know about the rest of you, but it's a blooming Monday morning. It's pouring cat and dog out here. Literally, I already had too many of the lantern. I never can get the cameras right on these. I was doing both simultaneously, so I could read chat and all that. But we're a small channel yet. This is supposed to be for entertainment purposes only, which means, yep, you're right. I'm going to be here all week. So stick to your coffee. I got to, you got to. Actually, I'm thinking of some hot chocolate when I get done. When I took care of the outdoor cats this morning, I seem to have a bit of an echo. When I took care of them, of course, I was suggesting PJs, and I know it's raining. I don't think it's that hard or anything. And I came back and I had to peel out of those clothes. Didn't have to wash them because they was already dripping wet. So that started my day, but 10, 15 minutes. And so it was head off and get cleaned up early. And I really do have to have these glasses checked because that was no little bit of rain, let me assure you. Now, he didn't, of course, put the newer, smaller little greenhouse over where the other one was. He's got it over where the RV blocks a lot of wind and stuff so that, it won't be hopefully thrown around like an umbrella. Yeah, I don't know. I'm seeing that, California, besides the wildfires, I mean, and now, the mountains are sliding and taking the houses. And I don't know about the rest of everybody else, but I'll turn, and I love doing the YouTube. A lot of people drop somebody else's stuff in, and some of them are reactors, so they'll play five videos from wherever they found them. You're allowed to pull them off, of course, on YouTube, and uh, and they'll show them, and they'll react. Oh my God, it's a ghost! Oh my God, behind you, kind of thing. It's not my cup of tea, although I do like the ones who are doing it. Casper Side is my favorite. I was subscribing to him. I don't think he had gotten over 5,000 at that point, but he's just marching right along. And Joe Rogan, of course, he had his own infamy before he did start his podcast. And I had to catch it. I've been trying to do some research on Cat Williams since I found he came back, and I didn't even realize he hadn't been seen, or I hadn't seen it. And so I've been, and suddenly it's like the world has blown up in the comedian world anyway. And I was looking, why aren't they all, hey, hey, because I watched that interview, but I was cleaning at the same time. And so I'm sure I missed part of it here and there. I kept thinking to myself, "Oh, that's you should take that one on right at the same time as the other one, Cat." But I don't. I mean, to me, Cat Williams, he's right at the top of the act as far as I'm concerned. He's the headliner. I don't care who else is there. To me, Cat Williams, he's always been the real deal, and he's a good person. I mean, he's adopted, the 10 children. They've gone through school. So I adore Cat Williams. I have for all that time, and it shocked me that I didn't notice that he hadn't been around. Except he had been, but he'd been doing actual stand up with 100,000 in the crowd or whatever. So and not doing so many TV specials. The others, like Steve Harvey, went into game shows and stuff like that. It just like Cedric. I think Cedric would be one of the women in a dress with Tyler Perry. I do love that character, but I think he might need to lose a dress for a while. Both of them. Show there a little bit of something else too. I mean, but I do adore him. I mean, but you can't forget Medea, and of course the very first time he did it is the one. At least I remember the most of it, and I loved it. I was like, that's kind of like me. Only I was in my 30s when I was, with the kids. They're like, oh, mom can fight. So I'm like, oh no, what do I talk about this morning? Because I didn't want to take skits and all of this from other people unless I have an absolute. This thing is really echoing at me. Unless I have someone who really, 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 really wants to particular. talk about some subject that touches on that or so forth. In my live stream, throw a comment down in there, hit that like bell, guys. YouTube likes us to have 1,000 to keep our channel. So I'd like to keep mine. So I really do send a call out to the hippies. Throw a like on there, subscribe just for it's free. And so you could, just check it out for a few days and say, it's not for me or whatever, and comment. Oh, please, 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 please comment. I mean, this this can't work without you guys. I mean, I can do this in the mirror. Generally, I do. I was tested for that. That's right. Again, at the risk of repeating myself, I will be here all week. Usually, I try and take Sunday off. And generally, I still throw one in there on Sunday. It's like I'm going to miss somebody that's watching if I don't throw one in there and say hi back. I am so excited about this medium of communication, and it's not yet been taken over. We can still use it and learn and teach, and it's amazing. Some of the views I've seen on other podcasts are something else. They'll have it, behind it, and they'll have the green screen and then them, a picture in a picture, and they do it very well. I bet they're professionals. Uh, every once in a while, one of them will stand up or something, or talk to somebody off camera. So, but I wear all the hats here. So we, we may not get as many viewers as the rest of them. Like I said, I'm the makeup, I'm the wardrobe, I'm the producer, the executor, the cameraman. I am it. So I like that. I'm too bossy otherwise, I think, unless I did get to so many and the merchandise was flying off the shelves. I haven't ordered any yet, and I did want to do that. Again, I want the baby boomers back. I want us to stand up and say, you guys, to our kids, our brother and sisters' kids, all the next generation and the generation behind it, because they're grown now too. I mean, my son's children are nearly grown. One is Army and back. Love them. I love my babies. Love all my guys. And my son, I just could. I can't describe how much joy I get when I think about my son. Just think about him. He's an awesome child, and he's 44. So I hope he doesn't watch this one. But he knows I just adore him. He means the world to me. And he was the reason I actually got out of the army he was born, I was still active duty. I finished that, and I was supposed to go to Korea. You cannot take a baby to Korea. You can't take anybody with you to Korea. And so that was it for me. I mean, it's really not a choice. You have a child. You can't go, hey, can you watch this for a couple of years till I get back? Where's your best babysitters? And I never regretted a bit of it. I mean, that I have my child. He brightens the whole world up instead of his kids and his wife. So shout out to them. Still, mom wants to come to dinner. Just, it goes again. Throw something in those comments, guys. Come on out here and sit at the bar. And I like Shay Shay's because the studio is prepared for that. Right now, I don't have a studio. Of course, I don't know any people other than people like me, and I've got two that or actually three that my granddaughter wants to be interviewed. So I want to give her that experience so she can talk to others about it at school. So, things like that's going on. My grandson used to have history teachers ask him, how did you know that? I didn't know that till college or something on that line. And he would tell him, my grandma makes me watch Ancient Aliens and eat cupcakes or whatever. He was right. But he was a perfect history student. Absolutely perfect history student. The rest of it had to really work out, but grandmas can only do so much. And of course, my aunt see him. And then after that, he said he wanted to walk in his grandma's boots, army boots. And I had encouraged that. I admit, I think it's a good way to shake the dust off, go find out what the real world is. It's not just one little tiny town. I mean, you could actually stay 4 or 5 days in another town that a butte to your town. Where the two lines cross. You will find that it's different. It's not a big difference or anything like that, but it's somehow different. And I can't explain it much better than that because I didn't experience it till I was 17 and was able to go active duty. I'd already been on delayed entry, which was counted. I had the most rank when I went into active duty. And I'm not sure if that was a good thing to this day or not either. I wanted to reach out to the NAM vets just so we could all, just talk. Just talk. I'm at a bar. I mean, that's everybody knows. And if it's after 12, I'm liable to get it, what I call a stiffener, because that's how I that's how I was raised. If the women were going to be told really, really bad news or shocking news, they would set them down. And so the women always knew they just wanted the drink at that point. But my mom used to drink gin and fizz. And she taught me the Charleston, my adopted mom. She was just a hoot. She was so cute, so funny, so pretty. But she had gotten to where she just didn't go anywhere. She wouldn't go to the store. She wouldn't do any of that stuff. Just stay at home mom. And I was an adopted child, so you can't push things like that. You just, you know, she was a great lady and she was a lot of fun. She was a lot of fun. She really was. And my father, the adopted father, he did what he had to do. And that wasn't easy back in those days. The '70s show, yes, that's part of my life, but that didn't touch my father's or my mother's because they've been through the war and the depression and all of the above. To us, it was in our books. Back those days, if you could read the card catalog, you had a whole new world in front of you. That to me was my entertainment. You didn't get movies, you didn't get Blockbuster. Now you pass Blockbuster. So at this point, I'm like, I don't even want a damn movie. It's like, how much more stuff do I got to pick up and buy and figure out? By the time I figured it out, it's 4 times out of date. So what? But yeah, it's like, come on, give us a break. Leave some of this stuff alone for a little while. And the podcast and stuff. I'm having an absolutely flipping great time. I don't want to know again what everybody else. My poor Mike. Sometimes I have that military kind of parade ground voice as well. And I'm a Yankee from Chicago in deep South Georgia. So don't you know some people I've freed some of them out? Those are good stories. I thought too, if I could just pin it down again to a specific time. I've always been a morning person, but I'm thinking that for purposes of being, doing live chat and watching live chat and live me, I thought it would be interesting to make sure I had a certain time that everybody could get to. And I just cannot find a good time. I mean, because everyone works and then they get off work and they make dinner and then they go to bed. So I thought, well, if I stay where I'm at, because the smartphones, well, you could get the YouTube on the smartphones. I still